Hey there, Anna McKinley here, and welcome to day 19 of my 100-day challenge, bringing you 100 great pieces of content over 100 days, all designed to help you to live a great life, a life that you can enjoy and a life that's full of the accomplishment of the things that you want. So, my theme today, the power of love. Why the power of love? Well, strangely enough, with everything that's been happening over the last couple of weeks in the world, I keep thinking of this theme. There are so many songs that have been released over the decades with the title, The Power of Love. You know, the power of love will make the world go round, all of that kind of thing. Why is it that it seems so hard for us to actually live consistently with that? You know, it's sad, and it's actually, yes, a bit scary to see how much fear and hostility there seems to be in the world right now. And not just how much of that there is, but how much the whole world is focusing on it. Surely, with so much going on in the world right now, with the COVID pandemic, with climate change, with economic challenges, with everything else that's been happening this year, surely this is the time for us to accept and support each other as human beings, as a global community. And yet that's, you know, we're seeing so much of the other stuff as well. And it's really easy to feel hopeless, to ask ourselves, why do we do this? And what is the point? And what can I possibly do? And it does take courage to shift against the current, right? It's so much easier for us as human beings to just slip into repeating the same old patterns of thinking, of fear, of the ways that we behave, to go into that path of least resistance. And it takes a lot of courage to actually change the way we think and change the way we respond. But surely it's worth it if that actually helps us create a better world, not just for ourselves, but also for the next generation. Anyway, those are the kinds of thoughts that have been going around and around in my mind over the last few days. And from what I'm seeing on social media, I'm not the only person thinking along these lines. So I wanted to bring you just some ideas and concepts that you can apply if you actually want to make a difference to this tide of fear and negativity that we seem to be seeing. Because this question, well, what can I possibly do? If we turn it around, that's actually a really powerful question. And what gives me hope, and hopefully a lot of others as well, is seeing there are so many messages coming through from businesses and individuals and influencers, messages and actions from people and businesses around the world in support of a better global community, in support of the Black Lives Matter movement and organizations that are in that space, and generally in support of moving to a more accepting way of living with each other globally. And so that gives me hope. And it's that message that I really want to build on today, because look, from my perspective, changing the tide actually starts with ourselves, with each of us as individuals. And it starts with cultivating an attitude of love and acceptance. Love, compassion, and kindness towards others are such an important part of what it actually is to be human. These are the forces that inspire us, that empower us to continue lifting the quality of our lives and making improvements in the world and doing things to make a difference, and to respond to the challenges that we're currently facing as a global community. And look, I want to be clear, this isn't just warm and fuzzy stuff. My perspective actually comes from, yes, personal experience and what I've witnessed and seen as a coach over the years, but also, I'll be absolutely blunt, from research. If we look at it, spiritual and religious transitions for thousands of years have highlighted the power of love, the power of compassion as forces in the world. But more recently, scientific research has shown that these are, really powerful forces as well. We know that emotions are actually a form of energy, emotion, equals energy in motion. Emotions are a form of energy that actually extend well beyond our physical body. And our emotions affect ourselves and those around us in a very real and measurable way, not just through our actions, but also energetically and biochemically as well, particularly within ourselves. And because of this, I actually believe that consciously taking responsibility for our emotions, and that's taking the stance that I am able to choose how I respond emotionally to the situations in my life, which I've talked about in other episodes. Taking that attitude in life and responsibility for our emotions is possibly the most important part of our personal hygiene for each of us as individuals. And probably more important than showering daily, because of the impact our emotions have on others, on the people around us, and on the world at large. And that goes for positive emotions and negative emotions as well. So emotions like anger, like fear, like hate, they hurt and drag down not just the people around us or the people that we direct those emotions at, they actually hurt us as well. They hurt us physiologically, they hurt our health, they hurt our mental health, and they impact on the people around us. Emotions like love and compassion have the opposite effect. Loving kindness towards other people is the force that motivates and empowers us as human beings to do some of our greatest things, to build, to create, to innovate, to develop new resources in the world. Barbara Fredrickson, a positive psychologist, has done a lot of work on this, on what's called the broaden and build theory of positive emotion. And look, love and quality connection with other human beings as well has also been shown to be fundamentally important to our well-being on a range of measures, psychologically, but also physiologically, also for our physical health, for our longevity, for our quality of life and ability to accomplish our goals. These are so important for us as human beings. And this has been shown in the work of Martin Seligman and other positive psychologists, through the Harvard Men's Study, and through other research as well. So we know that love, loving kindness, compassion, not just towards ourselves, not just towards our families, but towards others as well, is really important for us as human beings and as a community. Showing love and compassion towards others is one of the most effective things that we can do, not just for our wider community and for our global human community, but also for ourselves, for our own wellness. So I just want to share with you, well, what are some things that we can do right now to make a difference? Because it can feel overwhelming. We can look at what's going on and go, well, the problem's just too big for me to make a difference. But every little bit counts. Here are just a few things that we can each of us do. Even if we each do just one thing, it's going to make a difference. Things like supporting organizations that are committed to doing good work in the area of supporting minorities or those who are the target of harassment or persecution and so on. Using your voice. We live in a time where we actually all have such great opportunity to speak up and speak out about the things that are important to us in the world in a way that makes a difference, a positive difference for other people. Through acts of kindness and compassion towards others. It doesn't matter how small those acts be, every little bit adds up and creates a force, a change of the tide in the world. And, within our own lives and our own hearts, even simply cultivating and nurturing positive emotions, the emotions of love, kindness, acceptance, self-acceptance and acceptance of others, and compassion towards each of us as human beings, it's all going to make a difference. So look, I really encourage you, instead of feeling hopeless in this situation, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do to change the tide? Because choosing to take a different stance by doing that, it all adds up, and it all adds up to making a difference. Every one of us can do that, and every one of us can help to shift the tide. And look, hey, if you like this message, be sure to subscribe. I'll be sharing more practical stuff on how we can actually shift our emotional space and make a difference in the world over the next few weeks. 100-day challenge, remember. And so that you don't miss any future episodes, do be sure to subscribe and share this message with anyone else who you feel would benefit from it. Hey, thank you for joining me. I hope that you've gained some inspiration and some hope from what I've shared with you today. Inspiration and hope is what it's all about. And have fun actually doing something to make a difference in your life and the lives of those around you, and together, let's make the world a happier place. Thank you so much for joining me, and you have a great day. Bye for now.